Hi everybody, this is Dwayne with Lily's Landing Resort and Marina. It is Monday, the 23rd of November. I might have that camera pointed down just a little bit too far. I'm going to adjust that. It's 11:30 in the morning. Cold morning, lots of freezing fog and frost everywhere. And that burned off about 9:30 or so. We're up in the trophy area, and the water was off this morning, and it looks like they just turned it on, and there is garbage everywhere in the water, moss and all kinds of stuff being kicked up. Got a pretty good wind today. I've got on a 16th ounce black and chartreuse jig. We're going to try that for the one cast. We are just above the Narrows and just below the golf course. And if this wind will treat us right, blowing upstream, we're going to try and float down through the Narrows with this water running. But it was off this morning. Water still has a lot of color to it, but since they turned it on, like I said, I can just see moss everywhere in it. Still only got about a foot and a half of visibility with it. I think that's the first time that they've actually had the water off in a little while. I could be wrong. I haven't been paying that much attention to it. I'm hitting bottom pretty good, dragging bottom. I'm just going to kind of bounce along the bottom. We are almost in the middle, maybe cheating towards the shallow side a little bit. Usually when they turn this water on like this, the very first push of it is pretty good until that moss gets kicked up. A lot of the guides like to go downstream and get below all that turbid moss and stuff. And give it an hour or two to kind of wash out, and then they go back upstream and get above it and start fishing it again. We are right in the middle of it right now. I'm using a dark jig because we got bright skies and cloudy water. I'm hoping those fish will be able to see that a little bit better. It looks like about 1 unit of water flowing. And I really don't have any reports from anybody fishing this morning. I haven't talked to anybody that's been out and came back in. I can bet you one thing. I bet it was cold out here this morning if you did come out here. On my way up from the resort, there were several boats from Short Creek to Fall Creek. Probably 15 or 20 of them. A lot more boats than yesterday. It's kind of surprising for a Monday. A couple of guides are out here. I passed Brett Rader, Chuck, Phil Stone. So quite a few people out fishing today. Alright, I'm just dragging that jig along the bottom now. That wind is really blowing pretty good. I'm going to bring that in, so nothing officially on the one cast. Lots of moss on it. I'm actually having to put the trolling motor in reverse to fight this wind that's blowing upstream back into it. We are almost in the main channel now. That wind has pushed us all the way across here. That was probably bottom. Looks like we've got some construction workers over there, got their radio going. I think that was bottom again. And there's bottom. Oh, I might have got that jig. Nope, I think I lost it. Nope, it's there. If you get stuck on the bottom, make sure you check your hook. Sometimes that hard pull will straighten that hook out some, and it did bend it just a little bit, so I'm going to bend it back. And we're close enough to start working the bank now. Ryan and I are working on the bathrooms of Unit 25. We're remodeling those, making the main bathroom a little bit bigger. And there's more bottom. It feels like fishing line is given, and there it came free. Maybe it's a stick. There's the fishing line I was talking about. Oh, that's a good mess of stuff. I think there's a jig in there somewhere. Alright, I got that free. But let's get all this nasty stuff up out of the lake. That's trophy quality there. It's just all a bunch of moss and tangled up with fishing line. Alright, I'm way up on the bank here, so I'm going to pull us off the bank. We're still, a couple of 100 yards above the narrows. I'm actually going to turn the boat around and fish into the wind so I can fight that wind a little bit better. Maybe you'll have a better view without the sun shining in your eyes. A little tougher casting into the wind. That is just some real yucky looking water. Ooh, that was either bottom or a bite. Probably bottom. Looks like moss soup. Oh, that was something. I don't think that was bottom because it ran on me. But I lost it. Try this again. You can see that jig. Let's see how deep I can see it. Right about there I lose it. So that about 2.5 foot. Not a lot of clarity at all. Be good crappie colored water for fishing for crappie. Try it again. Moss on there. Sun feels good, but the breeze has still got a little bit of chill to it. Ticking bottom. There's a fish. Just kind of had it, just kind of jig it right along the bottom through there. Oh, it's a pretty nice one. If I can get him in. Dark color in this dark water. Threw him back in the water instead of letting him get off that hook and bounce on the boat. Now he's full of fight. Better get us off the bank here. We're about to run into a pile of logs right there. Alright, see if we can get this fish off real quick. He's still fighting. Doesn't want to give up. Well, I'd have to say oxygen levels are pretty good for him to keep fighting like that. Pretty nice one. I'll throw him back and try and get another. We're in a real good spot going through the narrows here. I'm gonna actually fish out of this side of the boat over onto the shallower gravel bar. I'll turn you around, get you looking in the sun there. And I'm gonna try and slow my drift down a little bit. I want to get right where that gravel bar kind of drops off into a little bit of a hole. That jig down on the bottom and just kind of pop it along there, right along the gravel. Pretty good gust of wind. Bottom. It was bottom again. Pretty shallow right here. Water's moving really fast. And the wind is blowing pretty good. So lots of factors going on here. on the bottom. A lot of moss. Still a lot of moss on there. Like I said, that was a black and chartreuse jig earlier. It is not a black and chartreuse. It's a black and olive. I was wrong. Down at the dock when I took off to do the one cast, it looked like the water was still off down there. Come up here in pretty good current, so I did have a rod rigged up with black and chartreuse, but a 1/32. That 1/32 would be too light for right here with the wind, the current, and all that good stuff. Alright, a couple more casts, and we will call it a show. Bottom, bottom, switch back over to the other side. Get you guys turned around. Make one or two casts over here, and that'll be it. So we caught one fish, some moss and some fishing line, and that's it so far. There's bottom. There's bottom again. There's probably 15 or 20 seagulls down here at the bottom of Eagle Island. I wonder what they're doing there. We like to see them in January and February. So when we see seagulls, that's usually a sign that they're shad. But I doubt if that's the case right now. I had a chaser. I was reeling it fast. He chased it all the way to the boat. Little big guy. Oh, that was a bite. No chaser that time. That was bottom. kind of tough to quit making cast when you see one chase it. Alright, last cast. Unless I see a chaser, get a bite, catch a fish, make a bad cast. Cast wasn't too bad. That's acceptable. Alright, that's going to be it for the day. Sure do appreciate y'all watching. Like and share us on Facebook. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. And we'll try it again tomorrow. Thanks.